Hello, hello. Good morning, guys. So I found out that Literature and More with Kathleen was not going live for sure this morning. So I thought I'd go live a little bit earlier so I could get a few things done around the house and in the garden. Actually going to start trying to put together my bag for the Ozark meetup, making sure I got everything washed that I want to wear and bring with me, t-shirts and you know, stuff like that, like my YouTube t-shirt. And probably I thought about bringing my Vineyard Chicks t-shirt to wear one day, possibly while I'm there, because it's brand new. I just got it. So anyway, I was going to tell y'all about what happened recently to me. So I will wait a little while for a couple of people to come in here. Thank you to you guys who are watching this in the replay. Sorry, my nose itches. I appreciate that very much. Friday morning. So this is going to be my regular live time, Friday at 10:30, right after Literature and More with Kathleen. She's going to go 9:30 to 10:30. I'm going to go 10:30 to 11:30. And we're kind of looking for somebody to possibly go live after me at 11:30 to 12:30. So if you're interested in maybe filling that spot, let me know. And what we'll do is try to do a love raid to the other person's channel. So Kathleen was busy with gardening and things like that today, trying to get things out in the garden. So I thought I'd just start a little bit early. Hi, Tiffany. How are you? How are you doing? Last night was my first night to do the Cahoots. Well, I was like 9th, 10th, and 11th place. I was doing a really terrible job. What I did the best at was the snacks, but still I was doing really terribly. Not great. Not wonderful. Hello, P&J's Homestead Adventures. So I wanted to wait till we got about 10 people in here, and then I'll tell you about the recent thing that happened to me. I thought I would talk about that a little bit, but I want to make sure there's a few people in here to hear it before I start on that. Not too much going on this weekend. We're going to do our second thank you, P&J's Homestead Adventures. Appreciate it. We're going to do our second biochar pumpkin pit this weekend. We did our first one. I planted pumpkins in 4 different other areas. I have the very first giant pumpkin that I planted, not the biochar one, but in a different bed. That one is officially up. It popped up yesterday. So I officially have one giant pumpkin up. Now, I did plant some last year that didn't do so well. So, who knows? But I'm kind of pig-headed. Like if I try something, I will just keep trying it until I eventually get it right. Yeah, last year was my second year with dill, and I ended up with dill like taller than me. So that was really cool. Not that I'm exactly that tall, but and then my dill came up on its own this year. Plus, just to make sure, I went ahead and planted some more in my perennial bed just to make sure I'd get some dill. So I have about 5 or 6. So I am going to have a lot of dill this year. So that's awesome. Yep. My only problem with the perennial bed is it always looks messy. It's always like covered in weeds and stuff. It's really hard to tell where the actual things that you want in there are. I have dill in there, lemon balm, sage, and ground cherries, and mint. I planted mint in there. So I need to get my little Google This app out and take pictures and do a search and see if I can figure out. There's one little patch in there I'm hoping is ground cherries. I'm waiting for it to get up just a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to, hopefully that'll be my ground cherries. I really enjoyed having the ground cherries last year. That was my first year for ground cherries. I left part of the plant in for a really long time. I planted a whole pack of seeds, and plus it possibly could have come up from the seeds that were dropped in there last year. So we'll see how that works out. So if you have a community tab, if you'll share this out on your community tab to get a few more people in here. I wasn't sure if I was going to go live today, but I decided to go ahead and go live. On Sunday, I'm going to be on the Vineyard Chicks Homestead. I'm going to talk about the weird container growing challenge and probably a few other things if you guys want to pop by there and check it out. I should have shared this live out myself because, yeah, I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Didn't even occur to me. Sunday, I believe it's at 6 p.m. Central Time. Let's see if they have the live set up already. Hi, Free Handling Made AU, my sis. How are you? Let's see. Let's see if the Vineyard Chicks have it set up. Not really. I don't see it set up. Maybe I was supposed to send them a picture or something, so I will try to. Thank you. It's just a Pixabay picture. I didn't take this picture or anything. I just pulled it off of Pixabay and put it on here. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the story is Curly Sue started acting kind of weird, not herself, about probably 6 weeks ago. And she just wasn't following me around like she normally does. She wasn't acting the same as she normally acts. So I started feeling like something was wrong with her. And husband gave her vitamins and, baths and stuff, and try to make sure she didn't have any fleas on her. We were just doing our best, kind of feeding her some raw meat and things that the vet was telling us. And then on Easter Sunday, we woke up and we had been taking care of my mom's cat, Baby. And she had been let out in the morning into the backyard. And hubby went to go and feed her. And he couldn't find her. So he went looking around. And she was under the barbecue pit. She had got attacked by a dog. So that happened on Easter Sunday, and she died, and we buried her on Easter Sunday. And literally about 2 weeks after that, Curly Sue was just getting worse, and I had just texted hubby and said maybe we need to put her down because she's not getting any better. And then I was on a live, and I made myself an iced coffee, and I was going into the living room to sit down and visit with Curly Sue because I was trying to spend time with her because I knew she was sick and I knew she probably wasn't going to get better. So I started to go into the living room, and I was in the dining room, and she was laying on the steps, but her head was back like this, and I knew that she was gone. And I don't deal very well with like tragedy. So I went in and I took my contacts out because I knew I was going to cry, and I put on my glasses, and then I went in the backyard, and I was just holding my outside cat, Miley. And so I actually found her body, but I didn't move her. It was like a couple of hours before hubby was coming home. And so I went in the backyard, and I just cried, and I held my other cat, Miley. And then I came inside and went and hid in the bedroom while he buried her in the backyard. So now we have Princess Leia. We have baby that just passed away on Easter. So within 2 weeks, we lost 2 cats, 2 of 4 cats. Yeah. So not cool. Very rough, very rough. And I would say I was the closest with Curly Sue because she was inside with me all day. Baby hangs out in the backyard with Miley, and Bright is an indoor-outdoor kitty, and he likes to go in and out. So he's not indoors with me all day long. He kind of comes in and out all day long. So Curly Sue spent the most time with me. She was only 4 years old, so she was still young. And I look back at the dates. Princess passed away about 4 years ago. We're not exactly sure why she died. We know she was sick for a while. More than likely, it was the feline leukemia. If I had to guess, I would say that's probably it. She was also the mouser, so it's possible that she could have eaten a bug or a mouse that was diseased with something, and that could have made her sick. She was also very interested in this plant that hubby got as a sympathy gift when his father passed away. So I really, really want to look that up and make sure that's a pet-friendly kind of plant, because she had been messing with that plant. Now, she did lick the bow, and I took the bow off and threw it in the trash. So I wonder sometimes if maybe that plant made her sick. I mean, there's just so many things, Also could be that, the fleas had just started. We had started treating them for all that. It could be that a flea made her sick. There's just so many variables. We didn't get the feline leukemia test because it's like $350. But yeah, it was very tragic and very upsetting, and it was rough. And I would say that Curly Sue was probably like my daughter because I was with her all day long. Like I say, all the other cats were hanging out outside, but Curly Sue was indoors, strictly indoors. So I have some index cards I'm sitting here playing with because the conversation makes me nervous. But yeah, not happy. We have the Ozark meetup in about 2 weeks. So I think I'm going to try to make sure, start packing my bag and getting it ready for the meetup. Last night we talked about who was going to feed the chickens while we were gone. We discussed that a little bit last night because it's like, oh, it's a couple weeks away. We need to start. Yeah, it's very sad. It's very sad. Yeah. So the house just feels really empty without her here. And it's just very quiet because she was always following me around, like constantly following me around. So, it's very tragic. It's very awful. It's not cool. Not happy. And I'll be fine eventually. But yeah, she's buried in the backyard. Princess and Baby and Curly Sue are all buried in the same area, right next to the shed. And so that's where she's at. So hubby gets the lovely, horrible, not so fun job of burying all the cats and all the chickens. He has to do all of that. I am not good. Like he's like, oh, you should stay with her. I'm like, no, I don't deal with like death and dead bodies very well. Like it's hard for me. And my mom is the same way. We had this discussion on the phone yesterday. My mom was just calling me over and over and over again. And I knew she wanted to check on me. And I was like, she's not going to stop. I'm going to have to talk to her because when I'm upset, I don't talk at all to no one because I don't want to snap at anyone. I don't want to, get upset at anyone. I don't want to take anything out on anybody. So I just close inside of myself. And I went in and I just started watching the stupidest show ever because I wanted it to be not heartwarming at all. I didn't want it to be anything tragic or sad. I just wanted to watch something stupid that had nothing to do with my life at that point, just to get my mind off of it because it was tragic and it was awful. And it's even right now, the house just seems quiet and still because there's no one in this house but me. And it's very hard. So try not to cry. But yeah, so we may eventually get another cat. We might look into that after the meetup. Probably a kitten. But not yet because we don't want to have to worry about having a kitten in the house by themselves while we're gone for like 5 days. So maybe after the meetup we'll look into it. But I didn't want to replace her too soon. I wanted to take the time to just kind of feel it and deal with it and deal with that later. Hello, Joe, Grow Big TV. So yeah, that's the situation with that. So yes, I actually found her on the steps dead, and it was very awful and horrible, and I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I mean, I hope my neighbors could not hear me in the backyard because I was throwing a big old fit. And Miley was terrified because I was so loud and probably annoying. But eventually I called Miley over and she came over and I just held her for a while in the backyard. I didn't even know where Bright was at the time. And I really didn't want to let him in the house to see her that way. So Miley in the backyard has been sitting at the window every day because she's grieving the loss of Baby, my mom's cat, Baby. And Bright, every night when he comes in, is all pacing the floor and going crazy because he misses Curly Sue. So it's like we have 2 cats right now who are upset about losing their friends. So Miley's upset because now Baby's been killed on Easter Sunday, which I never ever talked about because it was just, that was bad too. And then Curly Sue. So Bright comes in every night looking for Curly Sue, just, kind of pacing the floor looking for her and just, crying and not acting himself. So yeah, not only do we have to deal with our own grief of losing the cats, now we have to deal with the cat's grief of losing their friends, their siblings. So yeah, fun. Lots of fun around here. Hello, Lisa's Corner. How are you? So that's what our house has been like lately. I knew I was going to need to go on to the Vineyard Chicks on Sunday. Hello, Jamie's Country Living. So I didn't want to cancel on them. So I said, well, I'll do my live today and I'll kind of just get used to talking on camera. Usually it takes me a little while to get on camera after something like this happens. I know after my sister passed away, it took me a while to be on camera, but yeah. Hello, Victoria G. How are you? Yep. Lost my fur baby. It's still hard to believe that she's gone. It's just so quiet. Yeah. Don't have any flowers in my backyard blooming right now. So I actually picked some buttercups and laid them on the little kitty cat graves back in the back there. Because hubby leaves the buttercups for me because he knows I like them. So he leaves little small patches of them. Plus, I also told him it's good to leave some pollinators in the yard until I get my marigolds and zinnias and things up like that. So he's left a couple of patches of buttercups in the ground for me. So I told him I got to have some pollinators until I get all my zinnias up. I have a whole baby pool full of zinnias. Hello, Bella's Whisper Farmstead. So that is what's been going on here at my house. Not fun. Thank you, Jamie. So that's what's been going on here. Thank you. Thank you for popping in, P&J's Homestead Adventures, Paula and Jason. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to try to make it over to Jan's later. That's usually about the time hubby gets home, but I'm going to try to make it over there later on. Try to make it to Jan's live if I can. Yeah. Not too many plans this weekend. Maybe might go fishing or something. We got to finish that other biochar pumpkin pit there. Plant the last pumpkin. I got all the rest of them planted. I have all the extra seeds I got from Ryan at Heavenly Hills Homestead. And so if one of the pumpkins doesn't come up in the allotted time that I think it should, I'm just going to throw another seed in there because I have quite a few seeds. And I don't think I'm going to run out of those anytime soon. I'll probably even use them for next year unless I harvest my own. But yeah, if it doesn't come up, each of the areas, if it doesn't come up, I'm going to throw another seed in there. And I'm not expecting a 100-pound pumpkin. Hey, if I get a 50-pound pumpkin, I'll be happy with that. If I get anything bigger than a regular size pumpkin, I'll be happy with that. So we'll see what happens. Just a challenge. So my Dr. White Cheese tomatoes are up. I have some loofah up, some zucchini. Zucchini's looking pretty good. Lots of stuff up in the wild garden. Lots of zinnias up. My sunflowers are really booming. And my pepperoncini peppers are not looking too great. They're not growing very fast. Walla Walla onions, complete fail. They came up and then now they're gone. My beets are doing pretty good. One toed of them, the tops got eaten off by something. The other ones look great, and I replanted some yesterday. Yeah, I have three. I have 3 sunflower areas. And the ones that I had last planted, those sunflowers are officially up now. Yeah, I did put in a lot of work, a lot of hard work. Yeah, I hope I do get a pumpkin. I put in the work. Some areas have been heavily treated. I have the biochar pit. Then other areas are just regular beds that I had prepared. I actually prepared 2 beds just for pumpkins. Then I did the biochar bed. There's a couple of plants that didn't come up, and I put them in that area. I think I might have threw 1 or 2 seeds in the wild garden where there wasn't anything. Like everything started coming up in there already, so I can kind of tell where there's empty spaces. So I think I threw 1 or 2 seeds in the wild garden as well, just because that whole area is going to be massively full of vines. If it goes right, it should be completely unwalkable back there. Should have to just do the sort of tiptoey thing between the vines. If it goes the way it's supposed to, it should be a madhouse back there. We'll see how that works out. I'll let you know. I watched some videos on the giant pumpkins, what they do. Like as they get bigger, they actually cover them up with blankets. They actually, when the pumpkin starts getting bigger, they kind of move it a little bit and dig underneath to give it space to lay. Make sure the area is kind of clear around it where it doesn't have obstacles, where it has room to grow down and to the side and blah, blah, blah. So I watched some videos. We'll see how that goes. That's my dream, is to have a pumpkin patch in the backyard. Wouldn't that be cool? And if I can achieve it, I would. If I could go on the other side of the yard, if I could talk my hubby into tilling up a whole area next year for a giant pumpkin bed or just a pumpkin bed, oh, I would be so excited if I could talk him into it. Now I'd have to be able to get hose over there to water it. But yeah, there's a giant, huge area over there with plenty of sun where we could totally plant pumpkins. Make a whole entire giant pumpkin. Crazy. Yeah, that'd be neat. A cantaloupe patch. Yeah, I harvested about seven, maybe about seven cantaloupe last year. So that's how many of those I got. I got 3 birdhouse gourds, 2 white pumpkins, a few gourds, 2 regular sized pumpkins, or maybe it was 3. I think it was 3. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I didn't get any watermelon and I didn't get any honeydew melon. Yeah. So lots of all the viney things are back in the wild garden area. All the things that vine are in that one area, except for in one of my beds, something didn't come up, and it's right next to the zucchini bed. I went ahead and threw a giant pumpkin seed in that bed that was already prepared. And what my thought was is I could let it grow toward the zucchini bed. You know, of course, if it gets too wide, I can just start putting bricks and limbs around it just to keep hubby from, mowing sections of it up. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. The cantaloupe seeds I got from Simply Jan Homestead, oh my gosh, those were the sweetest, yummiest cantaloupe I ever had. That was delicious. That was so good. But we had some different predators going after it. I don't know if it was groundhogs or possums or raccoons. I'm not really sure what it was. But something was going after these cantaloupe. I did start putting a lot of those fans outside. And I actually have a scarecrow out there. And Heather from Milk and Honey Heritage Farm said that if you put something on your scarecrow that moves, like as if it's a human moving, it'll ward off the birds and things like that more. So I think I'm going to go out there and tie some ribbons on the scarecrow so that it moves when the wind blows and stuff. That way, maybe it'll actually do the intended job, which is to ward off some predators. So that's kind of why we put it out there. We thought it would look cool and would be kind of a fun little addition to the garden. But we did actually want it to work too. So I think I'm going to go tie some ribbons and things on it and see if we can make this scarecrow an actual functioning scarecrow that helps out there. So we'll see how that goes. So the purpose of the scarecrow, part of it was for Fall Fest this year, I'm going to request, not require, that people put a handmade or store-bought scarecrow in their Fall Fest entry video. So that's when we started all of that. Hello, Wendy, Hardneck Farms. How are you? So that's what the plan is. That's where the scarecrow originated from a conversation on the phone with Heather at Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. So that's where. So instead of waiting till the last minute, we just started working on it. So the scarecrow has a volleyball head, and it has mop for hair, and it has a cowboy hat on, my husband's shirt and pants. It's stuffed with feed sacks. It is completely non-proportional. The body is really big and the head is really tiny. It looks so funny. And then the waist looked funny because it wasn't portioned right. So hubby put a tool belt around it. And I was like, what is it? Tim the Toolman Taylor? I mean, come on now. Yeah, it's kind of overcast here. Yeah. So for those of you who weren't in here earlier, I actually had been on a live the day that Curly Sue passed away, and I was going in there to spend some time with her because I had been spending time with her every day because I knew she was going to die. I knew she was going to pass away, and we had given her vitamins and did all the stuff we were supposed to do. So I actually found her on the steps. She was laying on the steps, but her head was turned back like this, and then I just like ran out in the backyard and started crying and holding Miley because I didn't know what else to do. So yeah, not good. Not good. Yeah, I was just talking about you, Heather. I was talking about the scarecrow idea that you had for Fall Fest. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. So I did, let's see. I just worked on the compost area this morning. I didn't really do too much. Um, my want the butternut squash from the Vineyard Chicks. I only had one out of the three planted come up. Um, the one in the bucket, which I don't know if the bucket's even big enough to get a butternut squash, but we'll see. So I went ahead and planted some of the butternut squash I got from Jan last year. I still had some seeds left. I went ahead and I planted one more of that, and I thought, well, I can't really plant one. So I think I'm going to go back in there and plant one more because I'm afraid it won't, work with just being one over there because the bucket's a little bit too far away. However, maybe I could move the bucket over by that metal raised bed and have the two butternut squash together, even though they're two different varieties. I might could do that. Yeah, I might do that. That would be a good solution to that problem. And I took a pot, I had a pot of some marigolds, and I actually put the pot inside the metal bed and I planted a few more marigolds in there. I've been having the hardest time getting my marigolds to come up this year. I don't know what the deal is. Of all the marigolds I planted, I have like one or two up out of all of them, and I planted a lot. So I don't know what's going on. The ground wasn't warm enough. I have no idea because there's lots of other stuff up. I have another bed that's full of just other squash. I have spaghetti squash, yellow squash, and acorn squash in there. Last year, I did not get the acorn squash up at all. Maybe the seeds are old. I don't know. The seeds were given to me by other people, so I don't really know the age of the seeds. I had some of my own seeds too, and packs from Dollar Tree. So I had a little bit of everything. I had 2 or 3 packs from other people, home save seeds, and Dollar Tree seeds. I don't know which seeds are the one that came up. I was getting really impatient, so I actually went to the store and bought like 3. Out of the 3 I bought, only 2 of them are okay. One of them's looking a little sickly. It's a little puny, and it might not live. Yeah, I don't know what it is with the marigolds. They usually grow like weeds around here. I was telling my mom yesterday, I was like, uh, morning glories. I can't get morning glories to come up in this area. When I used to live in Abilene, which is only an hour from here, morning glories grew like weeds everywhere. But for some reason, in this town, in this soil, I have trouble getting them up. So I bought a pack at Dollar Tree a few days ago, maybe a week ago. And so I planted some in pots to grow up onto a trellis. So we'll see. And I purchased the blue ones. People are like, they're so invasive. Yes, but they're beautiful. So we're going to see if we can actually get some morning glories up this year. We're going to give it another try. So we'll see. I do miss the morning glories. I used to grow morning glories every single year. And they did go crazy, but they looked beautiful, and I really do miss them. So I'm hoping I can get some up. We'll see. We'll see. I have a few hyacinth up, but they're not coming up as quickly as I was expecting either. I have 2 up in buckets, and then I had planted them in pots to grow up onto this trellis that hubby made up for me, and those have not come up yet. So we'll see what happens. I am at 1,703 hours right now. So I'm nearing toward the first level of monetization, which is 3K public watch hours. So we're over halfway. Yeah. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So we do still need some watch hours. We'll see if we can accomplish this goal. Now, my 1 year point is August the 10th. And I remember that because that was my parents' wedding anniversary was August 10th. So I can't get that date out of my head. I didn't do it on that date on purpose, but that's the date that I had started this channel. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get it accomplished. I need to figure out how many hours I need per week to accomplish that goal by August 10th. So if anyone's interested in exchanging playlists with me, send me an email at gailssouthernliving@yahoo.com, and we can set that up. Set that up over email. So let me know. What do you guys have going on this weekend? Anybody doing anything fun? Any gardening, fishing, shopping, art festivals, carnivals, anything going on with any of you guys this weekend? Yeah, I'm actually going to start getting my bags packed for the Ozark meetup to make sure I got everything. I have a few things I want to give away at the meetup, so I want to put those in a bag. And then I want to make sure I have all the clothes I want, so I got to get all that. Yeah. So yeah, August 10th is the 1 year anniversary date for this channel. So let's see if we can get it monetized in a year. That's the goal. I told my mom I would put a year into it. You know, I even paid for StreamYard so people could come up with me. I didn't send any links or anything out today because I wanted to talk about what happened. But hello, Nancy, our treasured home. Thank you, Jan. That would be appreciated. Working on the computer, Ubering, and garden work. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Get some garden work done. Get some garden therapy. I planted some California poppies yesterday. When I went to the store the other day, I got a pot and I got some flower seeds and planted some California poppies in a pot yesterday. So we'll see if they come up. They're yellow, so I've never had those before. So let's see how that works out. Got those planted yesterday. I bought a couple of more flower seeds. I love having lots of pretty colored flowers in the garden. And in the midst of the grief and the pain, I said, I'm just going to go outside, and instead of letting the garden go and being just stupid like that, I'm going to go out there in the midst of it all, and I'm just going to try to put my efforts and my pain into just working on the garden and getting it looking nice. And I think we're going to get stepdaughter to feed the chickens and water the yard while we're gone. So even if she comes over to water the garden once, I think it'll be okay. Like if she waits about 2 days, like I'll try to water it really, really good the night before we leave. And then have her, if she water, I think if she watered it once while we were gone, everything would not die. If it, and I can also pray for rain too. It's like, please rain so things don't die while I'm out of town. But I feel like one watering would probably do it. One watering, like somewhere in the middle. Cover it with shade cloth. Yeah. I don't have any like hoops or anything. I have one shade cloth. Um, I just have one shade cloth right now. I can't go purchase any more mulch either. But I mean, yeah, I could put some leaves for mulch, I guess. But yeah, I've already exhausted my gardening budget for the year, pretty much. I'm not purchasing any more cow manure, any more bone meal, any more fertilizer, any more anything. The budget is done. I mean, I might purchase a couple of things when I get paid from YouTube. I looked at my YouTube yesterday. I think I'm sitting on about $91. I'm about $9 or $10 from getting a check next month. But I think that you have to do it by the 21st. I only have like a few days. So yeah, it's not looking too good to get paid in May. Not looking too good. So it's probably going to be June. Hi, Alfonso. Yeah, that's the thing about my budget. Once I spend my budget, that's it. I might be able to purchase something when I would like to get some kind of fertilizer. I'm a little nervous that I put the fish fertilizer on too concentrated. So I'm terrified to put it on now because a couple of plants were looking kind of burny. So I don't know. I'm terrified to use it now. And then it's the bottle is like crappy stuff from Walmart, and it was like a solid. It's supposed to be a liquid, and it was a solid. So I mean, I have no idea what concentration I'm getting it at because it's a solid instead of a liquid. So I'm afraid I'm going to burn out my plant. So hello, the bud files. So I think I don't know. I might end up just throwing that away. I'm terrified I'm going to get it too concentrated and actually end up killing stuff. What happens if you go over the budget? There's no way for me to go over the budget because the money lasts as long as it lasts and then it's gone. You buy all the gardening things that you can when you get your income tax and your YouTube check, and when that money is gone, that's your budget, and you have to make your own compost tea from the yard, and you have to use the soil you have from the yard because you can't put any more money into it. You have to put your own physical labor, but you don't have any money to actually put into it. So that's just how my budget works. It's feast or famine. I either have the money or I don't have the money. And I'll tell you, if I don't have the money, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not one of those wives that's constantly asking for things. I try to be low maintenance. Seriously, I do. I try to save asking for stuff for when I really, really need it. Try to be low maintenance. I try. But yeah, gardening budget is over for the year. I even buy stuff in the winter. I buy stuff in the winter for the next season. I even put things on my Amazon wish list that is for the gardening season. Like last year at Christmas, I had on the gardening tools. It came with gardening tags, gloves. It came with all the stuff, which I have a hard time wearing the gloves. And I know I should. No, I don't. No, I don't have trouble with overdraft. Oh, it would drive you crazy. It would drive a lot of you crazy if you saw how I did my debit card finances. Yeah. OCD people would go nuts on it. But anyway, I check my balance. I see what's there. I spend it. Then I go back. I check my balance again. And I just keep spending until it's gone. And then I'm done. And then I just leave a little in there so it doesn't close or mess up my account. And that's how I do it. I don't write any checks. I don't do anything. I just use it till it's gone. And I do get some cash. Like I sell eggs and I get some of that cash, and I usually end up spending that buying ministry things, most of it. Occasionally I'll buy things for myself, little decorations for the garden, and pots and flower seeds, things like that, little things. But yeah, the gardening budget's done for this year, unless I haven't decided what I'm going to spend my YouTube check on this time. Probably will purchase at least one gift card for a giveaway. Trying to kind of save up a few items for my 3,000 giveaway for Gail Southern Living. I have a Texas Bluebonnet mug I'm going to give away. What was the other thing? I know there was something else I had put up for the giveaway. But yeah, I'm going to have some gift cards, probably some seeds, some different things. Yeah. So YouTube giveaway for 3K. And I am at 2822, I think. Hoping to hit the 3K by the end of the year for Gail's Southern Living. We'll see. Just hit 400 a few days ago for this channel. Of course, I have to hit 500 to monetize. I've not been focused on the subscriber number at all. I've been just focused on the watch time for the channel, because the subscribers come, the watch time's the harder part and the part you have to work on more. And if you want to monetize your channel, the most important part is to work on your watch time. And the best way to do that is to work on your lives. You get more watch time from your lives than you do from your videos. So if you don't know that, go in and check out your analytics, and that'll tell you the story on that one. So say sometimes I do an hour live, depending on how many people are there and how many comments they put in the comment section. They do some kind of formula, and that's how many hours you get. So for this live, if I do 1 hour today, I might get 1 hour for it. I might get 3 hours for it. And if I had a lot of people in here, all of you shared out, and there was a ton of people in here making comments, I could even get 6 hours on 1 hour. It just depends. It's this crazy formula that they do. Hello, Susan, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. How are you? But yeah, the bud files. I went in the other day and put quite a few of your videos into my watch later list, just so you know. I did that. I also have one where I added a bunch of videos from Jan and Grow Big TV and My Alabama Farm Life and Garden State So-and-so and all of you guys into, yeah. So I'm constantly putting videos into the watch later list and letting that run during the day while I'm doing errands or at night while I'm sleeping. So I try to be supportive as much as I can. And I have a watch later list for Gail Southern Living and for Broken Hearts Ministry. So I just kind of do on my phone every other night. Or sometimes I'll let it run on my laptop during the day while I'm doing stuff in the house on a kind of a low volume, because I don't want to feel like I have voices in my head all the time. And then my TV in the bedroom, Sometimes I'll have the TV in the bedroom on a channel. I'll have the laptop on a channel. And usually my phone I use to watch just one video at a time during the day. My normal whatever I'm watching. And sometimes I'm in the mood and I just listen to music. So, yeah. I've been trying to add all of you guys into the watch later list. I know I added some of Alfonso's videos to my watch later list. He's in there somewhere. You're not going to get comments on those videos because they're just in the watch later list. They're just going to run. They're going to be a mysterious view that you don't know is for me. Hello, Adrienne, Indiana Backyard Gardener. I know I put some of her videos in there too, some of her old ones. I actually had a really hard time finding videos of Adrian's that I had not watched. Also of Jan's. I had a hard time finding anything of Jan's that was not watched. But yeah, if I went back a long ways, I found a few things that I could do for Jan and for Adrian. So yeah, I'm trying to be supportive. Yep. So yeah, the Ozark meetup just kind of snuck up on us, and it's like upon us. And I'll get to see Jan here pretty soon, and I have this really cool surprise for her. It's going to be kind of funny. We're going to catch it on video. When we get to Jan's house, I'm going to have hubby get out and go film it for me. Yeah, so you guys will get to see it too, the initial first meeting part. And the surprise that I have for Jan. You guys will get to see that. I try to be supportive as best I can. I try. Try my best. Do my bestest. Yep. My phone's going off. I don't know who's texting who or what. You never know. You never know. Still trying to get used to the contacts. It takes some getting used to. It's a different feeling. So he set it up now where one eye is set up for far side and one eye is set up for close up. So I actually can drive with these contacts, which sounds weird that I would have one eye for farsightedness and one eye for nearsightedness. Hello, Robin, Garden State so-and-so. How many days now? I don't know exactly, but it's about 2 weeks. It's about 2 or 2.5 weeks. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm going to start putting stuff in a bag. I have to decide which bag I'm going to get and which clothes I'm going to bring and stuff like that. I know I want to bring my Gail Southern Living shirt with me to wear on Saturday, the main day of the meetup. Then I want to bring, I think I might bring my Vineyard Chick shirt. And then I might bring something kind of sleeveless for like if we go out fishing. Anyway, so I'm going to have some different stuff. And then some extra changes of clothes. Because sometimes when you go fishing, you need to change clothes after. And then we're going to have to pack a cooler too, because I believe their cabin that we have has a kitchenette type thing in it. And, oh yeah, I need to know, Jan, if there's like something I need to make, like what kind of meals do you have planned out? Is there something that I should bring so that I can add, like say you're going to have barbecue and I could bring something to go with that, or you're going to have tacos, so I could bring something to go with that. So let me know kind of what you've got planned for meal for your big potluck meal, so I can pick something to go with that. Definitely going fishing. Yeah, that'll be fun. Fishing will be fun. Yeah, I need to have hubby check our reels too to make sure we have good, we have all our stuff that, all our line ran and all the things. Yeah. And then I need to have like, breakfast stuff. So because, so we can make like bacon and eggs and toast, or bacon, eggs and biscuits or something while we're there. And then maybe even bring some stuff for like sandwiches and stuff, just for like lunches and Yeah, so I need to make kind of a list of what we'll need for traveling food, and then we'll have at least one cooler with us. Talk about. Oh, you're going to talk about it tonight. The food. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, I was thinking if you did something like barbecue, I could maybe even make like a pasta salad because that would be really easy to make in a hotel room. You could totally make something like pasta salad in a hotel room. I could make something like that. Deviled eggs. I could bring my tray and make a batch of deviled eggs. Make some pretty good deviled eggs. Or if you're doing Mexican, well, really, I make good enchiladas, but I don't know about making that in a cabin that's not your own kitchen. That would be, I don't know. You're not necessarily going to have an oven, so might have to do something simple on that, like chips and salsa. Yeah, so it just depends on kind of what you're having, and I'll try to make something to go with that. Veggie trays, yeah, or fruit trays, veggie trays, fruit trays, or yeah, maybe even some store bought stuff. But I mean, it depends. It depends on what it is. Yeah, I have to remember exactly what the facilities are. Like if we only have a microwave or if we actually have an oven in there. If we had an oven, I could do pasta salad because all I need to do is boil the pasta. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. And I'll listen to see what y'all are talking about tonight. It'd be really cool if I could make up a batch of enchiladas and put those in the freezer and then just kind of pull them out and pop them in the oven. That would be good. But yeah, that would be complicated though. It would be good, but it would be complicated. I make some pretty good guacamole, but it's the kind that you really kind of need to eat. You need to make it and consume it quickly. It's not processed. You have to eat it quickly or it will turn brown. Yeah. Send you some enchiladas in the mail. I can send you the recipe on email and you could get your sister to make it for you. Yep. Yeah, I love enchiladas. But yeah, I mean, it may even have to be something we buy. Or if you're doing like sandwiches, we could bring like some chips. I want to bring something. I want to help, participate, do the things, do all the things. And I need to get together the prizes that I'm going to bring too, because I'm going to bring some prizes with me. And I have a really cool, super awesome surprise for Jan. It's going to be really funny and epic. You guys are totally going to have to watch that video. It is going to be so funny. And the surprise actually involves another YouTuber. I'm not telling you who. I'm not telling anybody because you might accidentally tell Jan and I don't want her to know until it's time for her to know. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun. I can't wait. But yeah, hubby's going to film it, and so everybody will get to see it. The meetup is May 10th through the 12th, but we're getting there on the 8th. So yeah, we're getting there on the 8th. So we'll be there. We'll be there a couple of days before the official part starts. So we'll get to have a nice meal with Jan and her hubby, and we're gonna go fishing with Jan and her hubby. And then Friday night they'll probably do some stuff for the meetup, and then Saturday will be the actual meetup part, and then Sunday usually people start leaving. So I might see if I can get figure out one little cool thing to do in the town before we actually leave town. So just something cool. Yeah, May 10th through the 12th, I believe. Yeah, Mother's Day weekend. Yep. which is fine because I'm the stepmother, so I don't ever have anything for mothers. I'm not a mother's. I mean, I'm not a mother, so I don't get a Mother's Day. That's how that works. They're with their real mother on the Mother's Day, not their stepmother. That's how that works. So this is my Mother's Day gift. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm going through a rough time with that right now, Adrian. So that's why the negativity. That's a conversation for another day. Needless to say, one of the daughters is going through a little phase right now. So, yeah. Yeah. I usually just go to one meetup per year. So, I'm just going to go to Jan's. Yeah. He usually does. He usually does. Well, this is what I want. I want to go see Jan for Mother's Day. That's what I want to do. That's my Mother's Day gift, going to the meetup and going to get to hang out with Jan. That is celebrating me having fun with Jan. That's the celebration. That's what I want. Yeah, well, yeah. We're not going there, Adrian. We're not going there. Uh, not feeling the stepmother love right now. Let's just say that. Thank you. Yeah. My Mother's Day is getting to go hang out with hubby and Jan and the boss and to get to go to the meetup and hang out in the cabin. That's my Mother's Day. That's the Mother's Day that I want. However, I do need to go to the store and buy my mother and his mother a Mother's Day card to make sure they get something. Even though we will be traveling back home that day, I want to make sure our mothers get a Mother's Day card. So I need to go run to the store and grab that while I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Well, every year I have to make a choice as to which meetup I want to go to. So I decided I wanted to go to Jan's. I really wanted to go last year. So anyway, I started planning that. That's actually going to be our vacation for the year. Is spending a 5 days or so in the cabin on the Pomme de Terre Lake. Yeah, I bet. I bet, Adrian. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, Father's Day. Father's Day is, I always give my husband Father's Day gift. I have every single year we've been together. Even before we were married and we were just dating, I still celebrated it with him, for him. Yeah, I always did that. And he's always done that for me since we've been married. He gives me a Mother's Day gift and a Mother's Day card. So hubby does show the stepmother Mother's Day love thing. Yeah, he does. Yeah, yeah, it does. All grief gets better with time. Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I don't know who else is going to be there, but it'll be fun. Yeah, something going on around the times. Yeah, Indiana. Yeah, that's a ways up there. I don't know if there's meetups around that area or not. I'm not too completely sure about that. Yeah, it'll be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, that's my vacation. That's my Mother's Day celebration. I'm glad I reminded myself about the Mother's Day cards because I need to run down to the store and grab a couple of Mother's Day cards and get those ready to go. It's a good idea because I don't want to, even though we're traveling, I want to make sure they get us a nice card from us. So yeah, totally need to do that. I really ought to get one for my sister too. Yeah, that'd be nice. Get one for both moms and my sister. Just because maybe nobody else will send my sister a card, and I want to make sure she gets one. My younger sister has 3 kids. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Jan and I are gonna go fishing with the hubbies, so that'll be super fun. Oh well, last year I went to Pinecone Fest, but I literally didn't go to a meetup for 2 years. But last year I went to Pinecone Fest, but this year I decided to go to the Ozark meetup. So I don't believe we're going to Pinecone Fest this year. We're just doing we're just going to do the one. We're just going to do the one every year. That would be cool to be able to meet you, Adrian. That would be awesome. Oh yeah, stepmoms. Don't forget your stepmoms. I'm a stepmom, so if you have any stepmoms in your life, stepmother, sister that's a stepmother, anybody you know who's a stepmom, let me tell you, it's the hardest job in the world. Um, sometimes it feels like they just don't love you. It really does, and I know it probably feels that way for regular moms too. But sometimes you feel very unloved. And hello, Hookah Homestead, how are you? Yeah, give a stepmother a Mother's Day card this year. It will really make her day. Because yeah, we feel stepmothers feel very underappreciated. And dude, I love my stepdaughters. I really love them to pieces. And to me, they are my daughters. They're my only daughters. I'm never going to have any daughters. I've never had any daughters. They're the only daughters I have. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know what else to do there. Doing my best. Yeah, it's great, but it's hard. And you feel like they don't forgive you like they would forgive their own mother. You feel like they don't love you like they love their own mother. It's very difficult. It's a very hard job. Yeah. Love a stepmother for Mother's Day this year. There's my inspiration for you. Love a stepmother because boy, that job is hard. Love mothers get love unconditionally. Stepmothers have to work for it. So, yeah. Yeah. He does. The daughters are, well, one of the daughters is going through a phase right now. So, maybe when she gets a little bit older, that right out of high school but not married phase that they have, 19, almost 20. Yeah. Anyway, yep, difficult. So say some prayers for me. Just losing my little kitty, who's my little best friend, who followed me around the house all the time. Just say prayers for me. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, my mom just kind of like, oh, you're going to be out of town on Mother's Day. I felt bad. I was like, oh, no, I guess I should be doing something with you. But I'll try to send her a gift card or something. Do something cool for her. So she'll know I love her. And then sometimes, like maybe when I go up there to do ministry, maybe I'll take her out to eat, kind of like a belated Mother's Day thing. I love taking her out to eat somewhere nice, like Olive Garden or maybe even like Rosa's Cafe, or sometimes Chinese, whatever she's craving at the time. Yeah, losing Kitty is rough. Oh, I know it all, but I don't know anything face. Yes. I asked my mom, I was like, oh my gosh, was I hideous at 20? Was I hideous at like 18 to 25? Was I completely hideous at that age? Was I horrible? I'm so sorry if I was. I'm so sorry. First Mother's Day without your mom. Yeah, I'm so glad to have my mom. Still, it's going to be so hard to lose her. I'm not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it. So far, my sister's death was the hardest, just because of the time we didn't spend together. So try to spend time with somebody, one of your family members. Try to spend some time with them. Get in that quality time with your family members. Get in that quality time with your pets, because today and tomorrow are not promised. You could wake up that day and be gone by the end of the day. You never ever know what's going to happen. Tell somebody you love them today. Give somebody a hug. Tell somebody you appreciate them. Tell a stepmother Happy Mother's Day, because let me tell you, she's very insecure. Your stepmother, whatever stepmother you have in your life, she's very insecure because she feels very unloved and very not appreciated. So just tell her you love her. Tell her she's appreciated. Yeah. My mom and dad were always together, so I never had a step parent. Um, yeah. So I can't truly say I understand that. Quality time with your family. Yep. Spend some quality time with your family. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. My father's death was bad. I feel like my mother's is going to be worse though, because we're so close and we do the ministry together and we talk on the phone, and she's really like my best friend. My mom is, you know. So it's going to be hard to lose her. My mom and Curly Sue were the closest to me. You know, hubby's at work all day. He comes home and I'm so glad to see him, because I've been home all day by myself talking to the camera. But yeah, probably sometime after the meetup, we might look into getting a kitten. Possibly. Going to give myself some time to heal first. We're just in the beginning stages of thinking about it and talking about it. So I told him, he could start asking around at work to see if he knows anybody whose cat is pregnant or whatever. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But I don't want to leave a kitty by herself while we're at the meetup, so have to be after. Yeah, the void. Yeah. Mm. My sister was really hard to lose. We were very close when we were younger, and she had a rough life and she made some bad choices. But I feel like she went home to God, and I believe that she's up there with him now, and I think he's let my sister Gretchen look down and see that she has a ministry that was started in her name, because of her. And I have a feeling he lets people look down once in a while and see a little bit of what's going on, so they can, I don't know, maybe that's an earthly want. You want them to be able to look down and say, hey, my life had some meaning, because there's a ministry started in my name. Hundreds of people have been helped because of my tragedy, because of my mom and my sister's pain of the tragedy. all these people have been helped in the name of all that. So yeah. Yep. All our pain has a purpose. Yes, I'm so sorry for your loss too, Jamie. So difficult. So difficult. My heart just, I just took a deep breath because I thought what it would feel like to lose um, my mother. And I just went into the instant walking in your shoes thing. And I was like, oh, that's so awful. I can't imagine. And then, Brenda with Freedom Redbird lost her husband. My mother-in-law lost her husband in January. My father-in-law. So all these losses, just hug someone today, man. Tell them you love them. Tell them you appreciate them. And your friends. I love all my YouTube friends. I love all of you guys. I would help any of you guys anytime. You can email me if you want a video shared, if you need your playlist ran, you need some watch time, whatever that is, you can send it to gailsouthernliving@yahoo.com and I will try to answer you back and do whatever it is that you request. Yes, I'm trying to take all my pains that I feel in my life, and instead of putting them into something negative, I'm trying to put them into something good. So I took Gretchen's pain and put it into this ministry. My pain about Curly Sue and losing my cat, I tried to go outside and put it into my gardening. Because if you don't take your pain and put it into something good, the devil will turn it into something bad. So you have to be very, very conscious of yourself when you're in pain, because I could very well fall into some kind of funky place, and I don't want to do that. You have a prayer request? What's your prayer request? I think we all need to be praying for Jamie on the loss of her mother. And yeah, I can't believe it. Mother's Day is coming up. I got to go get my Mother's Day card so I don't forget. I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what Wendy's prayer request is. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. Losing your job in this economy and the things we're going through right now. Yep. Let me write that down. Hold on. I'm writing down the prayer requests. So I need to do my Bible study for today. So I wrote those down on here and I'm going to pray for them. I'm going to pray for them today. Yeah, God does know your requests. I wrote down the prayer requests on the card. When I do my Bible study today, I'm going to say a prayer. I've been trying to stay up in the Word and stay up on my Bible studies and listen to my Christian positive music that puts me in a good mindset. So if you feel yourself slipping into some kind of a bad place or depression, put on a sermon. Maybe someone cool like Tony Evans. He's a really, really good speaker. Pull up some Christian music. Hillsong is a really good one. On this channel, I have a playlist of Christian music. So if you want to go by there and check out my playlist of Christian music, see if you find anything in there that speaks to you, and it's all good, positive worship music. So go in there and check that out. So I've written down the requests. I'm going to say those in my private prayer while I'm doing my Bible journaling today. And thank you guys all for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and close this out so I can go ahead and get my Bible study done for the day. I have some house cleaning chores to do, and I want to do a little bit of gardening. Looks like it might rain, so I maybe need to get that done pretty quick. But thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate all of you. Go with God, guys. Bye, everybody.